Hello, Jen.
Hello. So that was an interesting little introductory meditation we did together, wasn't it? And we both came up with the same two things, didn't
Yeah,
we? One
yeah,
was the name, our name, and then the other one was general meditation, healing, kind of.
yeah.
Color. Yeah.
So I think just to explain that before, if anybody's like just watching this particular chat, we always do a little meditation, don't we, before to
Yeah.
see what comes through, what
Yeah.
ideas come through. We don't prepare anything
Yes.
before. We just see what guidance we get, inner guidance we get about what we're going to talk about today.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. So it's not pre arranged or organized, apart from the time we're meeting, which can change too.
Yeah,
But roughly, yeah. So we meet up and then we just have 3 or 4 minutes meditation separately, and then we share what comes up. And we both had the same thing, which is not always the case. Sometimes they interlock.
yeah,
This is so. So the main thing we thought we'd start with is our name. So uh, and because we're still in this float around and about. Which way round is it? About and around, or around and about? And we were discussing that before, weren't we? And around and about. And what came through with the meditation was also to flow with it. And these words, letters FLOW with a T on the end, float, because we're going with the flow.
yeah,
Yeah, isn't that lovely? So it's
yeah.
like
Cool.
this was given to us.
It's like when we started off, um, we can't remember which way round it was, but we started off with something like, let's say, float around,
Mhm.
and then after we met again, we both kept saying float about.
Yes.
And then we got confused, didn't we? And we thought, hold on a minute. Yeah, float around rings a bell and float about rings a bell. So then we joined it together, and then it was going to be float around and about.
Mhm.
That was what we talked about last time.
That has the ring around and about. That's
Yeah,
a phrase that's used, isn't it?
yeah,
Because it means, anything can come in.
yeah. We
So,
could talk about anything.
yeah, and we can talk around things because everything's attached like constellations
Yeah.
around and about it, what's near it, and just what comes through and what flows with it.
But I was quite settled on float about and around, but I weren't quite sure which way round it
Yeah.
went. So, but there was something for you, wasn't there, today about the name that you wanted to ask for more information about it.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, if we were on the right track. And float around and about came forward, but in this different way of spelling it to incorporate, go with the flow, FLOW, which is lovely.
Is it float with this new word around and about?
Float around and about, FLOWT.
T.
So we've created a new word, or
Yeah,
or source energy has
yeah,
today.
yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if it, oh well, I'll have to look on the internet later, but yeah, might be a new word.
And
Float.
I said about that word that it's spelt the way that you kind of say it.
Yes.
Float.
Yes, that's right, because the other one has an A in, which is a bit
Yeah,
weird.
yeah,
Flowt.
yeah.
Yes.
That's why I like it, because it is literally how you say it.
You're right. And you were in your meditation, you were given a feeling of floating.
Yeah. And go with
Um,
the flow.
yes, that's very similar, isn't it?
Really similar because I felt an instant change in my how I felt and my energy when I got this sense of just flow, just
It
flow.
takes the pressure off. We used that word before, didn't we?
Yeah, just
Releasing the
flow.
pressure.
And I felt really light and free.
And that's what we need to do to float on the water, for instance. When we're just floating in a pool or something, often we float on our back and we can't, we that is about releasing, isn't it? Releasing fear, you're going to sink, just allowing yourself to just gently bob up and down. I love floating in the water, do you?
No, I would if it was the warm sea,
Yes.
but not in a cold swimming pool. It's only because
Uh-huh.
it's cold. I don't like the cold, but for that reason. But yeah,
Yes. So in warm water, you'd enjoy a
oh,
float.
but
Yeah.
yeah, that's
That's all I'm talking about. I don't do cold water.
yeah. But so if we talk about this idea then of flow
And how it came to
and
us.
state as well,
Sorry, and what?
flow state.
Flow state, yes. Uh, I think me and you both do this a lot. I think probably more than the average person. And it's interesting how we link together in this flow state. And this is how this came about because we both floated and flowed with it.
Yeah. It's like for me, it reminded me how little in recent days I've been in the flow state because
And the
you know
difference it can make.
yeah, yeah, the feeling was like light and day in that short meditation. I was just reminded what it feels like for me just to kind of go with it. Like, rather than having your big to-do list, as an example, every day most of us have got things that, we need to do. And that can constrict you, can't it, in your energy and how you feel. It can fill you up with
Brings you
tension,
down. Yeah.
stress,
Mm.
tightness,
Mm.
hurriedness, busyness, all of it. And yet, going with the flow sometimes is quite magical. If you can wake up in the day and think to yourself, do you know what? There's certain things I've got to do, but I'm just going to let go of the rest and I'm just going to see what happens. I'm going to take notice of what happens today,
Yeah,
unexpected.
you're right, because often when we don't get things ticked off on our list, it can actually wait till tomorrow. And instead of ticking those things off, we've actually done wonderful things that we're not giving gratitude for because we haven't done the ones on the list. And yet we've managed to do these other things which we weren't expecting to and worked out beautifully.
Yeah.
So it's the timing as well we have to go with.
And when you go with the flow, you can hear your inner guidance better. So if I gave like an example of a day that comes to my mind, was that I decided on this one day, because I didn't have much work, that I was going to just see what happened that day. I was going to follow my inner guidance. I was just going to follow the hunches of what I needed to do. I was going to pay attention to where my attention was going. And I just got this feeling, just step away from all your screens, your laptop and so on. Because I always feel 10 times better when I do that. And I just got drawn to when do you go and lie down on your sofa and read a book? And I thought, crikey, when was the last time I did that? So I did. I got a book that I felt drawn to. I kind of scanned my books and saw which one, my mind was kind of focusing on. And I just thought, well, I'll just start reading it. And I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed my day. It changed me entirely. And I just thought, wow, I feel so much better. And yet that was because I made that choice
To go with the flow.
to do my day like that, to let it unfold. That would never have happened. I'd have been too focused on my to-do list.
I like that phrase, to let it unfold. It's like just curling out. Yeah, that's right. Rather than busying, forcing things to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm.
yeah, because I just felt so much better. I would never have felt like that by ticking off a few things on my tick list. I wouldn't have got that type of light, upbeat, relaxed feeling at all.
Yeah, it's right. This funny, this to-do list. Sometimes it's quite nice to have one because you can write it all down and put it aside, and you don't have to keep thinking about it. Um, but it never ends. We never tick the whole thing off because as we tick them off, more come in, and that's life, isn't it?
Yeah,
So, what's the point of getting, fussed about it, really? Because things will be done if and when it needs to. And occasionally, if we don't get it done, then we don't get it done. We've taken a different path.
yeah,
I think you're right. The less pressure on our lives is what we need, and to go with the flow because things will work out that way. In because we're working with source energy, infinite intelligence can put this together better than our little brains on its own.
yeah. And I think it's if some people that were watching this will do this. They might even do it more times than what we do. But there'll be other people that perhaps haven't done this before. And, it's really an invitation to them to give it a go so they can see for themselves how it makes them feel, because that's the key. We can say this stuff, but actually, you've got to experience it, haven't you? Now, somebody else probably might not experience feeling relaxed. They might feel more anxious, not working on their to-do list.
Yeah. Perhaps someone who's doing that might be a good idea to have a top one, as long as I get this one done today,
Yeah,
or these three, and then I'll let the others flow.
yeah,
See, I set that intention that I want to get there. That's the goal. But if things come up on the way that perhaps would have earmarked to do tomorrow or next week, but it comes along now, then we usually do them with much more joy rather than pre-planned, beating ourselves up about it.
yeah,
So one of the things that came out at my short 3-minute meditation was no rush. And I had this image of reeds by the river, just reeds, and like there was a gentle flow in them with the breeze. And it was like, just took me right down. And the river just flows, doesn't it? And yeah, so in and then I had this thought of something, just watch the river, there's no rush. Sometimes the rubbish might come down the stream, um, or it could just be sticks, or sometimes there might be a kingfisher, or there might be a promise of a kingfisher.
yeah.
Just sort of sit there.
And kind of as you're describing that, I can kind of visualize it.
Yeah.
because it's such a beautiful image. And of course, when we visualize things, we can edit it slightly. You know, if we want it to feel like a warmer day, we can just
Mm.
change that, can't we, in our mind. But what I enjoyed from that visualization was hearing the water,
Mm.
hearing the stream, because that's also, for me, that's also very relaxing for me.
Now you said it, that just
Yeah,
went into my
just
head.
hearing the
I thought,
trickle or the whoosh or
yeah, or just that, yeah, you're right, that little trickle around the stones. And we can only hear that when everything's still around us and our mind's still.
yeah.
Going with the flow. There you go, the flow of the river. And
And it is beautiful, isn't it? Because even somewhere like that, sitting by a brook, a river, or whatever it might be, stream, there's so much there to enjoy, isn't there? And it's all designed, I think, really to calm us down and to help us to relax. So it's the breeze, it's the weather, it's the birds, it's using all of our senses, isn't it? What you see, hear, taste.
yeah, and the sense of touch, sitting on a stone or
Yeah, or the grass.
yeah, feeling the grass and the, yeah,
Yeah,
mm, and smells.
yeah.
And we can use all these senses in our mind's eye. Mm. It's amazing. This is maybe I wonder if this is what will be one of the things that separate us from the AI robots, our imagination. I wonder if they could create that perhaps. They can't because this is something unique to each of us. No one actually knows exactly what's going on there, not exactly.
No,
And it's something that we can create and tweak with ourselves and our own God or source energy and our creativity.
so again, just to emphasize what you've just said, Jen, is that in case um people kind of don't take advantage of this for themselves, you don't have to be at a river.
Mhm.
You can visualize that in your mind. And if you are struggling, you can go on, let's say, YouTube or something and watch a video
Mhm.
of a stream.
Yeah,
Or
there's beautiful video.
can't you? If you do whatever you need to do to help you, just to stay there just for a little while to
Who,
calm, to relax everything down.
who has never been to a stream or know what it looks like with some grasses growing next to the water? You know, probably absolutely nearly everybody has
Yeah,
been there, unless, they've been most unfortunate.
yeah,
So because you've been there, you've got that memory.
yeah.
And with that memory, then you can create from it. Oh, I know what a river looks like. I know what reeds and grass look like. I know what the sound is like. And then you can build it in your mind's eye.
That's what you do. You build it, don't you? And that's why I use the word, you can edit it. So
Mm.
you have, the breeze if you want a bit more of a breeze, if you want it to be a bit more cooler. You can edit, like editing a photo, isn't it? But you're editing that in
We
your
can, we can do it perfectly in our mind. Whereas
mind.
if we're trying to do it on the computer or with our painting, it's not going where we want it to go.
Yeah,
But in our mind, we can just create it exactly what we could bring in a deer looking at us or under the trees on the horizon, anything we want.
yeah. And um, it is also about, as you're building this in your mind, the key to me is about, you notice how it makes you feel. And as long as you're feeling positive or calm, some kind of positive kind of feeling, then that's great. If you're not, just keep editing it until you start to find where it relaxes you.
Right?
Even
It all goes in,
people that
yeah.
want to feel safe. I
Mm.
know some people might feel a bit unsafe if they're imagining a stream or something that's kind of like got open spaces around it. Put something around it
Mhm.
if that feels better, if that feels more containing. And for people that can't visualize, because I know there are people that can't imagine, use your other senses. Like I said, just close your,
Memory.
yeah,
Think
memory,
of what it
your
looks like.
hearing, listen to a stream, just use your ears, you know.
There are ways of increasing the ability to do this because a lot of people think they can't, but actually, um, they can. I think they can.
Well, you can draw it as well if you like drawing. I
Yeah.
think that's another
You see,
way.
you've got to know what it looks like to be able to draw it. So it's just getting past that, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just beautiful and it's easy. Once you've done it,
Yeah. Some people think they can't do it because they're expecting it to be on a different level where it's with your third eye. So you're seeing it in a completely different way, not like how you look out the window or actually being there. It really, your imagination is different.
try and explain that, Jen, because I think that's a really good point.
Yeah, so it's not seeing it through your eyes. Whereas, if I look there at the window, I can see, okay, there's the tree and I can see leaves on this. And that's actually there. But if I close my eyes now and bring that up, it's it's hazier. I can't remember everything. Like if in real life you can focus on little bits and pieces, but in your mind's eye, I've got just what I need to remember the shape of that tree and that leaf that was hanging down. I don't know as I explained that. It takes a lot of explaining. Maybe we should do an individual thing about this because I know that it is different. I think when people get it, they get it, and you
Mm,
can direct them, such as well, you know what's your favorite drink, or do you know what it feels like if you
yeah,
suck on an orange or a lemon?
yeah,
And yes,
yeah,
okay, well, where does that come
yeah,
from? You're feeling it. Do you remember what it feels like to hold that orange in your hand? Look at it now, and if you had got your hand around that orange, how big would your hand be? I mean, there's many ways of,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
till they realize, oh yeah, this is my imagination. There's not
yeah,
really an orange in my hand, so it's a bit like it's it's hard for them to really understand what we're doing. It's not the same. Your third eye is completely different to using our these two eyes here at the front of our face.
yeah. It's just not overcomplicating, is it? It's like you said, we all do it. It's almost like you can be talking to a person, can't you? And you can, your mind can be thinking of something else.
Yeah. You could
That's
be thinking
quite,
about, oh, what shall I have for dinner tonight?
yeah,
And maybe
exactly. And
"Oh, I
you
like some
maybe
fish
imagine
and chips.
it.
And you'd see the fish and chips on a plate in your mind's eye.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's that sort of thing. It's a bit like daydreaming as well, isn't it?
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
But
And
sometimes people are thinking, oh, you're having visions and you can see things.
yeah,
Not like that.
yeah, I think that's right. I think it's, sometimes people think it's just something completely different, something that they've got to work at
Yeah.
or
Oh,
get
oh,
good at.
yes, that's right. We got to learn how to do it. But actually, we're doing it all the time. You're right.
Yeah,
Mm. Okay, so we started this conversation about our name.
yeah.
So so is this what it's going to be? Float,
I
FLOWT.
like it. Yeah, I really like it. Why not?
Well, it must be. It's come from source energy.
And it is funny, like we've already said it, that when we both meditated, you was being given that name and I was being given about go with the flow and a feeling of floatiness, but I was in the air. It was kind of like when I went with the flow, I just felt very light and free, and I got an image of just floating in the air. So it was interesting what you said.
And I got pen and paper to write out because I can forget when I get streams of consciousness coming through. So, and writing it out helped me to see FLOW, and then a T went on the end. So this is how it came about our name.
Is that what happens then? That you get lots of stuff streaming in? Because I wouldn't say mine's fast.
I can't quantify. Yes, probably because I might have, see, that might have come up and I've gone on to something else. I've gone on to that river scene and then I might have forgotten the name.
I see.
That's why I'm writing it down. Because when you're in, this is how it explained to me once before, when you're in a different state of consciousness, because it is like an altered state of consciousness when we go into meditation, it's not the same as normal. You're in a different dimension, so you can easily let go of what you've been given. This is why people are doing dream work. They have a pen and paper next to them and write out the keywords as soon as they wake, because it's very easy. You can drift away from it.
Yeah.
Easy.
However, when I meditate, I have I would say my experience is slightly different than to yours because mine's slower. Mine sometimes takes a while because, my head is still on what I've just been doing, a task or whatever. So it takes a while for me to settle down, for me to relax, and then just waiting, really, allowing and waiting
Yeah.
without any effort on my part, just to see what starts coming in. It usually comes in from my um, right hand side. Usually comes into my head this way, and it just kind of comes from kind of like nowhere. But I always say, help me to remember,
Mm.
remind me. So I completely let go of
That's
not
great. You set
remembering.
it. That's
Yeah,
good.
and I always do. And I come out of it, I'm always reminded of what the important bits were. So that's what I do so that I can just enjoy it.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to come back.
No. Yeah. It's a bit like I felt the other day in this lovely sunshine. I was on the a recliner in the garden. Yeah, you just want to stay there. I've really got to move, else I might have too much sun here on my face.
Uh, it's
Mm,
just easy, isn't it?
yeah, because you
It's
just, it's
really,
very similar, isn't it? Sunbathing, which I don't do, but relaxing out. It's very similar to going to a meditation because we do, don't we? The sun comes on our eyes with our eyelids, and we
yeah,
go off into these dreams and thoughts, and we're connecting with source energy then, most probably. Mhm.
yeah. Just relaxing and just relaxing uh,
Yes, that's right. Letting
without
go.
doing anything.
Yeah.
And also the answers that you can get
Mhm.
when you do this, because you can ask, which is what I did today. I asked certain questions
Mhm.
as I meditated, um, you know, and like I said, it's interesting when you kind of get the answers and so on, but I can tell the difference between if I've put the idea there or if it's come in. For me personally, it takes me a little while for that to happen. It's not instant for me.
Mm. And this word, FLOWT, did you hear the doorbell go? Um, yes, that word, FLOWT. Mm. So this word, FLOWT, isn't something I probably would have thought of myself. And if I did, I wouldn't trust it, think, no, that's too weird, or that's
Yeah,
not a word, or I'd start people because you start analyzing yourself and thinking, oh, have I done the right thing there? But if it's something that's downloaded, it's and particularly having you to share, having someone to share it with,
yeah,
just really helps, doesn't it, to accept the unusual and the different.
yeah, that's really important, isn't it? That, like I said, at both of our meditations, there was some definite commonality, wasn't
Yes.
there?
I
It's
mean,
like
that was just so cool, wasn't it?
reinforcing, yeah, just reinforcing, what you was getting. But isn't that so true that, all this conditioning that we have, that idea of putting that word up and, somebody saying, oh, you spelt that wrong, or knowing that it's not spelt that way normally, almost as though we shouldn't do it.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
not it's not what you do. You
Mm.
should spell it properly.
Yes.
What harm does it do? It's not doing any harm, is
It,
it?
it's like breaking through the barriers, isn't it? Yeah, going beyond our barriers. And I love the fact that it came from source energy and just flowed in. So,
And why not?
mm,
I had this guidance once. I never did anything about it. So now that you're talking about that, I'm going to mention it if I may.
mhm,
It was basically, it was about changing words back to front, making words back to front.
mhm,
And the idea was, if you've got anxiety or something like that, rather than saying I have anxiety or I have anxious, I wonder what would happen to our energy, our feeling state, if we said, I have got, and it was anxiety spelt back to front. So whatever that word would be. So you don't say,
uh,
I have got anxiety, I've
oh,
got,
I've got YT blah 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 A.
yeah,
That's an interesting one, isn't it?
yeah,
Because it links with the word and how that
yeah.
changes it.
Because our brains aren't used to that word back to
Mm,
front to start with. So there isn't necessarily a link with that word.
that's a very good, interesting concept. Yeah, maybe we can play with that some more.
Yeah.
So, anything else we want to say about name float around and about?
No, I think that's been really useful.
So, it's it encompasses um, we're floating around, meaning no pressure. See
Yeah,
what comes up, what
yeah,
sort of energy flows in, what we come up between us both. And it could go anywhere really. It could be the rubbish down the river or the kingfisher at the bottom of the river and anything in between. And wherever it is, it just is. And it's just there in the picture.
yeah. And we're trusting
And
our
trusting
guidance.
that,
We're
yeah,
just, it doesn't mean to
there
say that
we are.
it's going to amount to anything,
Mm.
in the material world, does it? It just means that we're just going with the flow.
Yeah, about what we're doing here. That's also what we discussed.
Yeah.
And we'll just
And enjoying it.
oh, we're just enjoying
Yeah,
doing our things, and it doesn't really matter where it flows to.
that's right. Yeah.
We're
We've got
just
no
sitting.
outcome really in mind, have we? We're
No.
just, as we're recording this at the minute, just in case, it happens, we haven't put anything on YouTube or any other platform, have we?
Just
At
very
this
good.
point in time, we're just chatting. We've just agreed to meet up in our diaries. We've set
Recording.
aside some time to do this.
Yeah. And we'll see if other people want to listen in. Because I love to listen to interviews and chats by people. I find it when there's two people there, it's so much more interesting somehow, and you've got a bit of feedback and forth.
Yeah,
I love to listen to something like that when I'm cooking or doing the house or doing anything mundane. It's really good. So maybe it'll be something to offer to some people that um, feel attuned and as we were saying, and maybe this will never go out, and that's okay too,
yeah,
because we're just on a roll and having fun and
yeah.
following.
Yeah, having fun.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't get, isn't that nice though, that we're actually doing something that doesn't have to have an ending, a result. Um, it's good. This is our next step. We haven't even got step two.
No,
No,
no, we haven't.
nothing's planned. We're just going to see with source energy and source energy. I got the words. Does this go out to the public or not? And I go, I'll tell you when, and I'll direct you, so don't worry. Okay. And just as easy, they might say, yeah, well, you can just bin all that now or put it in your archives
Yeah,
and have a walk. And
yeah,
well, that was fun, wasn't it?
yeah,
Or it might be something that can go out and people could enjoy just listening, just to a chat between two spiritual therapists.
yeah.
Mm. So that's our word then, float around and about. I think that's going to be it anyway. Do you think it's going to be
Yeah.
it? We're both scratching our chin now. It
Yeah,
might float off somewhere else.
yeah. No, I hope so.
Okay.
I'll just put that
Okay.
down.
See you later.
All right, Jen. Bye.
Break.